Hello and welcome back to another coffee tasting video. Before we get started, if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you're alerted anytime I drop a new video, which is every Tuesday. If you're new to the channel, we basically feature Nespresso, the Virtuo, and the original line coffees. For those of you that are here each week, let me see. How do I say this? I'm going to say something real here. Not that I don't always, but we're going to talk fact. The video that you're seeing right now is not the video that I recorded for this week. I recorded a different video, and for those of you that are very observant, later on in this video, you'll probably figure out what that video was going to be about. That one should be up next week. But due to some circumstances and a conversation that I had on the phone with Nespresso, I'm going to hold that video till next week. So in the meantime, we are doing a separate video that would have come later on. So there you have it. It kind of was a switch up literally last minute, literally this afternoon. So I apologize for that. My intent for the video that you will see next week was that you would see it this week. But anyways, on to some other things. Let me get something. This is Mia now. She is 10 weeks old. Oh my goodness. Absolutely a wonderful joy. She now knows sit, stay, leave it, which is when you put food in front of her and she's not supposed to touch it yet. She knows roll over. She's potty trained. She knows how to shake. So you say shake and she puts out her paw. And we taught her how to swim to the baja of the pool. So if she ever falls in or just wants to get in the pool, she knows how to get out now. So that's Mia. 10 weeks and a day. All right. She has gotten big. Holy cow. Probably since the first time you saw her. This last week she's it's crazy how much she's growing. Anyways, on back to coffee things. That was just a little tidying up. Also, speaking of tidying up, if it's not already gone in some areas, you're probably going to have to order it online. I doubt the boutiques are going to have it. There's a few boutiques now opening back up. Our Scottsdale one here is now open again. It's wonderful. But if you are a fan of Cafe de Cuba, that one is coming to its end. So you'll want to get that ordered or in the pipeline pretty quickly here, because otherwise that's going to be out again potentially forever, or maybe until next year, next growing season, or however that coffee is produced. That gets rid of some of the housekeeping, I guess, so to speak. Let's move on to this week's star attraction. It is Volluto for the original line. This one I've had for a little bit. I didn't get to it in a timely fashion, so I apologize. But this is one that was a viewer requested one. So Volluto, let's take a look at the pod here. They have them labeled. Huge fan of that. Basically a small little gold pod with the word Volluto on the bottom of it. These actually, not too much damage there. Let's take a look at what they have to say. The aromatic profile, quite present and diverse. Fruity notes, harmoniously balanced with sweet and biscuity notes. Oh boy, sweet and biscuity. The sweet will probably pick up on. The biscuity has always been a struggle. Kind of like when they say cereal notes. Biscuity sometimes comes through, kind of like cereal sometimes comes through. Let's take a look at what else they say about it here. Sweet and light, delightfully scented. Volluto has a round body with sweet biscuit and light fruit notes. A combination of Brazilian and Colombian Arabicas. That sounds outstanding. Its light roast allows all of the finesse of this Grand Cru to be expressed. Hopefully I'm saying all of that correctly, but I believe so. It is intensity of 4. It's an espresso shot, 1.35 ounces. Volluto for the original line. Let's go brew a shot. Volluto for the original line, round 1. We're going to get our shot going here. All right, the shot is done. Intensity 4, really. Ooh. Wow. That has got a very different smell. It almost smells sweet. It's got a little bit of the coffee hint in there, and then, boy, it smells almost sweet. Interesting. Well, let's go give it a taste. Just going to fold that in just a little bit with my obtusely long spoon. Volluto for the original line. Let's give it a taste. Wow, that is really light. That's kind of an interesting after. I think it actually... It has virtually no bitter. I think it actually delivers on the biscuit note. That surprises me because it's not so much up front. Up front is a little bit of sweet, just a tiny, tiny bit of bitter on the front of your tongue, or, you know, coffee bitter. And then the biscuit note kind of follows afterwards. That is really good. It's very, very light. That would be the only hiccup I could see in that, is that it's extremely light. You could about drink it as a coffee. That's how light it is. This was just as an espresso shot. I'm kind of curious how it would turn out as a ristretto, but it's very good. So if you want... This one would be a great one for somebody that typically thinks espresso is too strong. And do you have anything that's light? Yeah, this. It's got that little bit of sweet, just a teeny, teeny bit of bite or bitter, but it has virtually no acid. The biscuity note is almost after. It just glancing on the back of your palate. Again, very, very light, very, very subtle, but it's actually there, which is very pleasant. Yeah. It's kind of got a velvety, creamy texture to it. Not bad at all. I'm very curious how this would play out, just to try to kind of amp it up a little bit, to give it just a little more hit and bite. I'm curious how this will turn out as a ristretto. So let's try it as a ristretto and go round 2. Let's go brew another shot. Round 2, Volluto in the ristretto setting. Let's get that guy going. This should, in theory, elevate the flavors a little bit. I'm hoping. All right. Ooh, that changed. That's definitely stronger. It's got much more kick to it. So, yeah, let's go give it a taste. Volluto, ristretto. Let's give it a taste. Very similar. I wouldn't say that it's well, that aftertaste though. I don't think it really brought the overall intensity or the level up any. It seems like it's still kind of that lighter brew. Yeah. I kind of think that this one is better just as an espresso shot. The ristretto really didn't change much. It just kind of made the aftertaste just a little more pungent. And when I say pungent, instead of like a biscuity note, it kind of tastes a little sour. So I don't think that one plays out real well. It's okay. It's not bad. The sweetness is amplified a little bit. There's a little bit of weird sour that kind of passes by that I don't really care for as the aftertaste. The initial sweetness that you get when you drink it is good. It's a little more in front than the other one was. But, I mean, this one has the sweetness. This one's a little more amplified. This one had kind of the biscuity notes. This one basically passes by and has a little bit of sour, which is kind of weird. That's this one. Kind of curious how that'll play in milk. That's the aftertaste is what I don't care for on that one. So let's try one more round. Let's go back to the espresso setting. Let's try 3 ounces of milk and just do it as just a small, basically like a small coffee. Let's go round 3. Let's go brew another shot. All right, so we got Volluto round 3. Now I've put this machine into the cappuccino setting so that it will do the milk frothing and everything. Everything is at the default levels for froth, default levels for heat, and the default level for the draw. So my little mug here, we'll get that guy going. And while that's going, we're gonna add into our container here 3 ounces of milk. That is done. It's ready for the milk. Boy, you smell the sweet, but now I'm actually smelling the biscuit notes. So let's go give this a taste. Here we go. Volluto with milk. Let's give this a taste. Shoot. It's light. It's really, really, really light. If somebody normally thinks espresso's too strong, this is gonna be their cup of tea. This one, just a mild hint of coffee, little tiny bit of sweetness to it, which could be kind of the milk. Yeah, this one did not play out as well as I thought it would. Yeah, it just kind of gets lost in the milk. So I'm going to go with this one. Kind of needs to stay as a shot. I'm just kind of curious if I don't even know if reducing the milk at all would work. Let me do one more off camera real quick and just check. All right, so I went down to 2 ounces of milk, did the same frothing, same setting, cappuccino, everything. Yeah, so, all right. Let's give it a taste here. It's got a little bit of a, almost like a, yeah, like a little tiny bit of a sweet note, but it really, yeah, this one just, I don't know what it is. I think, oh, that's cold. Ugh. Yeah, but the strength difference. Yeah, this one, I don't know exactly where you would put this one in or what you would put it with that it would play out real well. 3 ounces, it got extremely lost. 2 ounces, you could taste it a little bit, but yeah, this one would be great for people who normally don't drink espresso or think it's too strong or what have you, I think this one would be great. If you put it into milk, 2 ounces, I think is about the limit. The 2 ounces, you can still taste some of the notes. The biscuity notes are all but gone. There's some sweet notes in there, a little hint of coffee. This one for me is just too light. It just gets lost. It's not a bad shot. It's a good espresso shot. So if we talk about just an espresso shot, it's good. As a ristretto, it had a weird sour taste, aftertaste on it. 3 ounces of milk, it kind of got lost, pretty much lost. 2 ounces, it was okay. It was okay. You could taste the coffee. There were some sweet notes. The biscuity was gone, but it was okay. So if, again, like I said, if somebody's not used to espresso, this would be the shot for them. Let's look at what they're doing here. It's their standard line, Volluto. They call it balanced. Okay, I'd just use the word light. 70 cents a pod, so they're not upcharging in any way. I always weight heavily what is its primary function, and that is as an espresso shot, it's pretty good. It's got sweet, it's got a little bit of biscuity notes, but if we look at the whole nut, what you can put it with, it's not much. So I'll put it in the purchase to maybe pass category. We'll call it that. That's about as good as I can do with this one. So as an espresso shot, I would say it's a purchase. If you normally put it with anything else, I would say it's a pass at that point. I want to thank our winner, Patty. She guessed correctly. The blinds opened and closed in the previous video. And she chose Cafe de Cuba as her coffee, so we ordered that and got that sent out to her last week. I hope she's enjoying that, as her email said she was. I hope she's thoroughly enjoying that. That will wrap up June's contest. We will start again in July, so start watching for July videos at some point. Could be the first video, second, third, fourth. You never know where it's going to happen, but at some point, something in the background will change. If you identify the correct item or the correct thing and you comment first, you're the winner. It's that simple. Right now, I have to keep it in the United States. Just so you know, I double checked with the post office on costs of shipping 1 sleeve of coffee internationally. When we shipped out this last coffee, I checked, and depending where it goes internationally, it can be as much as $42 to ship 1 sleeve of $10 coffee. So for now, I'm going to keep it to the US. She said I could go to Canada, so I'm kind of looking at that. But if we go to Mexico, some new rules apply. So I might start including my Canadian people. And I think starting with our next video, we're going to go with pod heads. So I think the family from now on will be considered the pod heads. So get used to that. I will now refer to you guys as pod heads. I hope it grows on you. Or if you were the ones that voted for it, you win. That'll wrap it up for this video. I thank you so much for your time. And if you would like to see anything reviewed in the original line or the virtual line, drop that down in the comments. I'll do my level best to get it out to you in a timely fashion. I know for some of you, the requests I have been extremely slow on, and I apologize. Some of the releases just pushed your stuff out, so I apologize for that. But until next week with a different video, have a great rest of your day.